there. Now, by all means, if you have any questions or something like, oh, hey, I was wondering about this. I mean, this is still totally 100% a learning lesson.
Right.
So don't think it's a check ride where you can't ask questions. Or so no, still totally ask them. But again, don't ask me the obvious. Don't ask me, like, well, how should I get out of here? I mean, it's like, hey, you've done enough now. You kind of got a general idea, and you've got a pretty good feel for what needs to be done.
Okay. So seatbelt's fastened. Fuel shut-off valve is on. Cycle friction off. Alright. Okay, throttle free, relative down, full down, friction on. Cycle is neutral, friction is on, pedals are neutral, rotor brake disengaged. Circuit breakers. Circuit breakers are down. Okay, carb heat is unlocked, off. Mixture full. Rich. Guard is on. Installed. Primer down and locked. Landing lights are off. Avionics is off. Okay, clutch disengaged. Governor switch is on. Okay, so.
And this step here where it said altimeter set, what are we doing for that one?
So I verify when, usually when I get it going on, I'll check it. But 3001 was what I had it, was what AWAS was reporting when I got here. But Irwin also recommends setting it basically off of field elevation, which is about 28 feet initially, and then verifying it when.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, maybe no matter, we know we are physically sitting at 28
Right.
feet. Forget what that says or anything else. So where's 28 feet on that indicator?
So. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Something closer to that, because those are 20-foot increments. You know, 20, 40,
Okay.
60, 80. So I mean, depending on your angle, sometimes
Yeah.
you're looking, but roughly, yeah, it should be more in this zone.
Okay.
Definitely not up in that
Got
zone,
it.
right? And
Yeah.
so we kind of know that, hey, forget what that thing is saying. We know we're sitting at 20
Right.
feet. Now we want to compare it eventually and see if it's way off, and maybe we have an instrument error, or maybe the AWAS is having an error. So we'll evaluate that again a little bit more when we hear that altimeter setting. But setting that 20 feet at the end of the day, when we're staying here nice and local, right in our pattern, is going to be probably the most accurate way to make sure that thing is giving us good information.
Okay.
Look it up.
All right. Throttle twist for priming as required. I usually do 2, 3.
Okay.
2, 3. Throttle is closed. Battery strobe switch on. Battery strobe is on. Area.
Right side clear. Clear on my side.
Okay, ignition safe. Battery strobe switches are on. Area is clear. Ignition switch start both. Holding the throttle.
Okay. Yeah, before we go back to this, then just now your lancing gauges. Oh, probably need to bring that RPM up a little bit. 50, 55%, maybe a little bit more. Especially those blades being turned, so give it a little more throttle. Or yeah, you want to keep it there 50, 55%. Right when those blades are turned, it's going to try and drag that engine down. So your whole goal is just keep your eyes on that, maybe
ahead and turn on avionics.
Ready? Test, test. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
I got you loud and clear also.
Alright, so ignition switch is on, starter light is out, the clutch switch is engaged, blades are turning, alternator switch is on, oil pressure is green, waiting on the head temp to come up either way. Avionics headsets are on, audio alert, we never actually tested that or done anything with that.
Yeah, because in this particular color we don't even have that installed, so the audio alert system, if equipped. Yep. No, this one's not even equipped with the audio alert system.
Alright, and wait for clutch light out. Clutch light is out. Usually I'm waiting to go ahead before I do anything else, going ahead and hitting my...
Okay, now that clutch light out, so as we wait for the clutch out, don't forget to check that circuit breakers in, particularly that red circuit breaker there to make sure it didn't pop. Because if it pops, it will turn that light out.
Okay.
So here you are, maybe you just engage the clutch, you look up, oh, that clutch light's out already. Oh, okay, good deal. Oh, but if that light went out because that circuit breaker popped, they're not really tight like they should be, so that's a problem. So that's why it's kind of critical, not just to see the light out, but see the light out and that breaker is back in.
Okay.
Test, test. Why do we have a hot...
4 Celsius, altimeter 30. Hampton Roads Airport. Automated weather observation. 19er, Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 17 Celsius. Dew point 04 Celsius. Altimeter 3002.
There you go, so it's lined up roughly.
Hampton Roads Airport.
Okay. We know the temperature is within this range, so we may anticipate if we were going to be cruising for the carb. I usually talk about that. Okay. So clutch light is out, avionics are on, and we're all set up there. I'm going to go ahead and warm up 70 to 75.
Unicom, King Air 175, Alpha Zulu.
Okay. Just about in the green on there, so...
FBO, King Air 175, Alpha Zulu.
Okay, engages green, 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 okay. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my mag drop.
Okay.
FBO, repeat your last, please. Yes, I'm the King Air pulling up, got 5 passengers to offload.
2 to the left.
Also need a top off of Jet A.
1, 2, 1000, 2, 1000.
10-4.
2, back at both.
I was going to park in the same spot I was this morning, if that's alright.
Looking for an appreciable drop within that 2 seconds. 1 over, 1 1000, 2 1000. Back to both.
Traffic, Tower 702, midfield bridge, Gentlemen, runway 10, Hampton Roads.
Okay, so mag drop check is... Okay, next is carb heat check. Using carb heat. Okay, check complete, lowering carb. Watching for the gauge to go up. And next is going to be sprag clutch check. Okay, so... Okay. Sprag clutch check is good. Now we're going to do doors installed, closed and latched.
Okay, I'll close mine now.
Okay. Limit map check, so we're looking at 24. We're going to be at about, say 22.8, so 23.7 for our 5 minute. 1, 2, 3, so about mid-second there is going to be about 5 minute.
Okay. And do remember, it's also on the back of this checklist too, if it's a little easier to read it off of there sometimes.
Yep.
That's a little small and you're trying to look up that angle, so again, you can always look at it back there if it's easier.
Alright, cycling friction's off. Alright. frictions are off. Gonna raise the RPM to 102, 104%, so basically 80. Let the governor take it. Governor is on. Okay. Okay, looking for any warning lights. No warning lights. And I'm going to lift the collective slightly and drop down to 97% to get our alarm. Lifting slightly. Lifting. And dropping. Okay.
All right, now one kind of thing or note here that has Erwin emphasized here that before we bring those RPMs up above 80, we probably really should tuck that checklist away.
Okay.
And do that check just out of memory there, because right now your hand was off of that collective, putting that checklist away. It's like having a loaded gun,
Right.
and you just set it on a table pointing right at somebody.
Okay.
So when you bring that RPM up, you want to be ready to fly, and you don't want to be distracted by anything else. So, so to get all your stuff done except for the horn and light check, you're sitting there at 75%. You review the checklist. You say, okay, the last thing I got to do is just do that horn and light check. So let me just tuck this checklist away now, while the RPMs are still down at 75%. Get those frictions off. Bring it on up to 100%. Do the horn and light check. That way your hands are hearing on the controls at all times.
Right.
When that RPM's up there at RPM.
The last couple of flights I did brief that, and then without that, like brief it first, put the card away. I don't know why. I think that might have been a little bit of nerves.
Good, good. Yeah, no worries. There you go. So okay, so that wasn't a trend. It's just something for today. Okay,
Yeah.
Got you. Good, good, good.
Okay. So we're two-stage pickup.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Endurance traffic radio check. I'm clear. Have you set?
Okay. That was not my usual.
Still safe. We moved forward a little bit, but that's okay. You know, you don't want to move left or right or backwards.
Yeah.
But if you're going to move a direction, hey, moving forward, that's the way to go.
All right. Go ahead out to the taxiway.
Okay.
Endurance traffic Cherokee 03 November, taxi from west ramp to runway 10 and run up Hampton Roads.
Hey, so where's the west ramp at, you know?
West ramp is going to be there.
That's this ramp right here. This is the west ramp on the west side. So the airplane just said he's on the west ramp taxiing. Oh, so where's that at?
Right there.
Oh, there he is. Okay, we're out in front of him, so we can kind of keep moving along, and we're obviously well out in front of him and not cutting him off. Now, if he was right there, oh, then maybe we would pause and we would move back there. But see, when you start hearing other aircraft, you want to kind of be aware of where they might be in relationship to us.
Okay.
Now we just got to hear us taking a left for now. So we're going to go out here and just nice and easy, just a hover taxi to the left. So just kind of normal hover taxi, running down that yellow line. Hover height's looking nice, just kind of keeping it right here at this height. I'll kind of keep an eye on that airplane behind us.
Endurance traffic, Copy 702, right across runway 10, head direct.
Yeah, I'm glad I took my hoodie off.
Yeah, it gets a little warm, that sun beating down on us. Matter of fact, I'm going to pop that a little bit, just a little fresh air coming into that vent.
Hampton Roads, Skyline 736 with Papa entry 10.
And basically just for planning purposes, let's go all the way to the end of this taxiway.
Okay.
And then we'll turn left and we'll kind of go on that taxiway that's over to the left at the end. That way it allows this airplane behind us to kind of get by us. Down here in this zone, we've got a windsock right there. It's kind of a good indicator. Might be a little on the high side. Better high than low, so that's okay. Don't ever be too low.
Right.
But yeah, right through here. Try to kind of keep in this zone right here. There you go.
Turning a right base, runway 10 Hampton.
So if you're kind of out here hovering around, or particularly when you start hovering by yourself, hey, really try to just keep yourself in this zone. You know, kind of strive for being right on mark. So yeah, when we get up here, we'll hang left, and we'll go up that little taxiway area.
Okay. I don't think I've actually ever been over here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a spot where we normally kind of hang out a lot. In this case here, oh, what's a good way to get out of the way of that airplane? You're pretty safe over here. Now you start getting up close there, or you're too close to other stuff. So just kind of coming to a stop here. Again, that windsock says maybe there's a little wind coming from that direction. So it's just kind of put the nose kind of into the wind where you think it might be coming from. Maybe around there someplace, anywhere. And that's nice. Let's just do a set down.
Traffic 7 Gulf Romeo.
And again, I'd recommend kind of doing it in whatever little bit of wind there might be.
Northeast of the field.
Getting from that windsock over there. Yeah, this way right here. Kind of set it down into that wind.
Early 2,600, got that traffic in the upwind in sight.
Go. Alrighty. Yeah, so anytime you're kind of picking up, setting down, or more so, let's say you've been hover taxiing around, you're going to set it down somewhere. I'm going to kind of judge where those winds might be coming from, and hey, those winds are your friend as long as your nose is pointed into them. Just sitting it out today, and in reality, it's almost dead calm.
Right.
That thing's barely even moving.
We're going to cross midfield.
Let's go just do now a lift up. And when you lift up and stabilize, then we'll turn and we'll kind of point straight into this taxiway again. Okay. Lift up, and then we'll point straight into this taxiway. As you get kind of aligned on this taxiway here, we're just going to get right over the center of it.
Now we're going to be passing over.
Let's just do another nice, easy set down again. Eyes out front, just easy. Keep on coming down, keep on coming down, keep on coming down. There you go, nice. And as you come down, like there at the bottom, even though the skids on the ground, and then you kind of real quickly went down like that, try to just keep that pace of the collective the same all the time. Even though you're on the ground doesn't mean that just. Because there might be a time when maybe you're not sitting level, you go down too quick like that, is when it could flop over a little bit. So you want to kind of go down nice and easy and controlled, just like before you touch the ground. Even after you touch the ground, keep that nice, smooth, steady pace of going down. Okay. All right? So one more up and one more down.
All right.
Traffic 7 Gulf Romeo left teardrop, descending out of 1,000.
Not enough left
Yeah, so you let it kind of drift a little bit and let it rotate a little bit, so it wasn't as nice as some of your other ones. But we'll use it back over. And they're not all going to be perfect. That's the thing about it. You want them all to be safe,
Right.
and you want to strive for perfection, but you keep on working at it. That's the fun thing about a helicopter is, man, you can kind of here just keep working and working away at it. There's always a little bit of a challenge. So, all right, one more set down.
Cherokee 0 to November, holding short, runway 10.
This time just kind of concentrate on that collective, being a nice smooth lowering even after it touches. Just keep smooth lowering. There you go. Get a nice smooth pace down. And then that carries over to your liftoff again as you're easing that collective up. The more consistent you can be and just kind of constant, then the more you can predict what's going on versus you can lift up and stop, lift up and stop, lift up and stop. You know, so just as you're raising that collective, try to just get into having just kind of hammer raise it nice and smoothly and continually. Oh, unless really something bad's going on, oh, then maybe I'll stop it and correct. But otherwise, just make it a smooth pull up, just like it was a smooth push down for the set down.
Hampton Roads traffic.
Metro traffic, Cherokee 0 to November, take departing runway 10, downwind departure to the west, Hampton Roads.
All right, let's just kind of pull now forward and back around this little.
Traffic, 7 go from me, right base to final, runway 10, full stop.
Hampton Roads traffic, stop is 02, right down with runway 10, Hampton Roads.
Okay, so ultimately, if we want to take off on runway 10 here, our awareness tells us, okay, well, one airplane rolling right there, so we're going to clear that guy. Oh, but I did hear somebody else say something about base to final. So where would that mean they were be? If they said they were base to final, where would they be?
Base to final, they're back over our left shoulder coming in on 1.
Okay, so let's move a little further up here so we can look around a little bit more and see if we can see where that aircraft is. There you go, we're in a nice wide open area here. We don't get too close to the runway because then we might scare somebody if they were coming into land.
There he is.
Oh, there he is right there. So, okay, let's give it a little further look to the left and make sure we don't see anybody else out there. And now let's get ready. We'll just do a takeoff behind him and let's plan for left traffic. So radio calls and all that kind of stuff for you. Just to take off and making left traffic for 10.
Give him a minute to see what he's doing.
Hampton Roads traffic, stop is 22, turning right base for runway 10, Hampton Roads.
We got another one coming in. So
if it's just you by yourself, I didn't see a guy. Let's just pause. Let's see if we can see where he's at.
I would pause. Well, this guy's off, so he's right base. I can go ahead and take it.
Well, where's he at? Do you see him? Do you know where he's at?
Yeah, right there.
That would have been a little close, right?
Yeah, that would have been shit.
So, yeah, if you don't have a positive, if he's saying right base.
He's very close.
Yeah, he was very close in. So, if in doubt,
right.
Hey, just pause. Don't pull up and say, oh, I'll beat him out, unless you know where he is and you know you can beat him out.
7 go from me, clear of runway 10.
A base is quite a bit faster for them. But
Right crosswind, runway 10.
Some it could be, yeah. It's not the same for everybody.
okay. My issue is I tend to hesitate a little bit too much with Irwin, I think, for his liking. So.
Well, I hear we've been sitting here for a long time. You're just wearing yourself out. So hey, we've checked 2 or 3 times. We know it's clear. It's time to get move.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf taking off runway 10, left close traffic, Hampton Roads.
Perfect. 3 in the green.
Traffic,
On the green. No warning lights. Good fuel.
1,200, clear the pattern.
Carburetor heat's just in the auto position.
A little high. There we go.
Make sure you can make that power up there. We want to keep that power at 21, 22 inches. Keep climbing out. Because as you accelerate, the manifold pressure will actually go down.
Right.
Your whole goal is, keep it up there.
300.
Okay.
Hampton traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left downwind 10 Hampton Roads. Drops.
Hampton Roads traffic, Southwest 02, midfield, right downwind, runway 10, Hampton Roads.
He's on his right downwind. There.
Okay. Oh yeah, so he's going to be kind of a factor that we need to kind of consider.
So I'll just extend mine out a little bit.
Okay, sounds good.
And a bit high.
And so ultimately, where are you going to kind of shoot to kind of to do your pattern to, or your approach and landing to?
Talking about as far as where on the runway?
Yeah, where you want to pick.
The 1,000 foot. Usually
Okay.
I'd be dropping right now to get a descent rate on, but if I'm going to wait on him, I'm going to wait a little bit on my
Perfect.
descent.
Now, since we have passed to be our spot, though, that's where a good spot where we do our checks. Green to green, top green, no warning lights, good fuel, and then especially making sure on that carburetor heat, it's in the auto position on a day like today, so it means it's just flicked out. And then maybe we need it up or down a little bit, it just depends, but that's still plenty high enough there, so we don't really need to adjust it anymore.
Not seeing him more. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make my turn. Hampton traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left base 10 Hampton Roads. That gives me a chance to see him. There he is, landing right now.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with myself in descent.
Yeah, keep a little more speed up though, so maybe just a little forward cyclic will actually get you descending versus having to lower quite so much collective. We want to kind of keep that speed up to around 60-ish until we really start getting down lower.
Hampton Roads traffic, bearing to Quebec, takes up from the east ramp to runway 10, Hampton Roads.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, final 10 Hampton Roads.
There you go. Turn. I guess you're aiming for those 1,000-foot markers, just kind of right there where that first taxiway to the right is going? Okay.
Traffic, bearing to Quebec, crossing 220 on the ground, Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads traffic, established 02, turning right across, and we'll be departing to the southeast Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads traffic 0028 is
speed
runway 10, we're about 10 miles out, runway 10 straight in.
And we're just kind of come to a momentary hover, 5 feet or so. Ease it back on the center line and then right into another takeoff.
Okay. Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, taking off runway 10, left close traffic. Hampton Roads.
Good, we got 3 in the green, top of the green, no warning lights. Good, go. Keep that power up there, 21, 22 inches, keep that power in there. Because that's what's going to allow us to take advantage of translational lift, or especially effective translational lift. Kind of a good wag or a good number to shoot for is however much power it was taking you to hover.
Yeah.
Add about 1 inch to that and kind of just hold that or use that throughout your takeoff, and that'll kind of give you a nice, good, brisk takeoff and kind of get you going on your way.
Okay, I'm going to do my base turn, down or crosswind.
Now, while you're flying solo, pretty much, especially right at the beginning, we want you sticking to the runway. If it's a busy day with a lot of airplanes, then you just got to have a lot of awareness. Don't cut anybody off. Give them plenty of leeway, and then spend minimum time on the runway.
Right.
If you know you got somebody kind of close behind you, right, center, left, then don't even come to a hover. Just kind of come on down and just keep right on going, almost like a touch and go, like an airplane would do, just keeping it rolling. Don't even come to a hover stop.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left downwind 10 Hampton Roads.
Hampton Roads, Sierra is on a 5 mile final straight in 10 on the practice approach.
Okay, 5
so
miles straight in.
And for which runway did he say?
Didn't hear a runway.
So if we don't know for sure, we got to assume. So he said 5 miles straight in. What would that mean? So where might he be?
I'm on an assumption straight out that way, headed for 10.
Okay.
If he's been, concentrate here for a minute. If he's been listening to the traffic, everybody else is using 10, so I can kind of assume that's the way he's going to.
Okay. Yeah.
going.
So if he is out that way, he's a little bit more of a conflict for us, isn't he?
Right.
But if he's the other way, I mean, it could be conflict. We go beak to beak. So in a situation where you don't know where he's at, or what might be a
state my intention.
or nothing else, just you could ask him, say, that aircraft that was on final, where are you at? That's all you gotta say. Aircraft on final at Hampton Roads, where are you at?
Aircraft on final to Hampton Roads. Where were you at again?
About a 2 mile final now.
And what runway?
10.
Understood. I see you now.
There you go. At the end of the day, that's the whole reason why we have a radio, is we can actually talk and
Right.
just, hey, at the end of the day, communicate. And so now you might want to convey, oh, okay, we're left downwind 10. We'll follow that airplane to the runway or something.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left downwind. Gonna follow this aircraft in once he's landed for 10 Hampton Roads.
There you go.
That's probably the longest amount I've actually had to say on the radio. I told Erwin, I'm like, watch it. It looks good. It's not going to get busy. And then as soon as we get up here,
We can probably start that turn now because he's going much faster than us.
Yeah.
We got 3 degrees, no warning lights, good fuel, carburetor heat's in that auto position.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left base 10 Hampton Roads.
And sometimes just to give that guy a little bit more of a warm fuzzy, what you can say is, hey, we're left base number 2 behind the airplane for runway 10. That way he doesn't, oh shit, is he turning left base in front of me, or where's his left base at? You know what I mean? And so even like when we turn final, yeah, keep that speed up a little bit more, keep that thing up to 60 knots or so until we. And then likewise, on your turn to final, make it a little bit easier, more gradual turn, so you're not having to turn like a really sharp turn, but sometimes the winds. As you're turning, your nose comes up. So try to be aware of every time you turn left, you pull back. See, so every turn we've done, when you rolled out of the turn, you've been slow on speed. It's a body mechanics thing. As you're meaning to turn left, you're actually kind of pulling the control this way, as opposed to just kind of going that way with it.
Okay.
And that's why we're kind of ending up slow in all those turns. I've noticed it on your turn to crosswind, but even more so your turn to like downwind,
Okay.
and these base turns here.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, final 10, second behind current aircraft on the runway.
And back to Quebec is holding short 10 Hampton Roads.
Okay, so we got an airplane there holding short. If you're by yourself, you just keep doing your thing, do that. But how about this? Since you got me here, let's do a little side step
Okay.
to the right and just tell them, Helicopter 22 Alpha Coast is sidestepping to the parallel taxiway
Okay.
of runway 10.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 off Golf, sidestepping to parallel traffic taxiway to 10.
There you go. It gives him the opportunity if he wants to go ahead and go take off. He can do his thing. Now we just keep riding that guy down there to see what's he going to do. Is he going to taxi this? But you just kind of still aim for this taxiway, right there where those other two taxiways intersect. Okay, well he is coming this way, so we're just gonna...
Hampton Roads traffic, bearing to Quebec. Departing runway 10.
He's clear. There you go. And we're just going to ease up here where these taxiways kind of meet, and then we'll just do a set down there.
Okay. Yeah, I landed short because I didn't know which way he was going.
Yeah, good judgment there. Like, well, if he's going to come this way, I need to land way back there so we can get turned around and go the other way, or move out of his way. So without knowing where he was going.
Did it set down?
Yeah, it's good to just do a set down here someplace.
Okay. Do you care which direction I'm pointing into?
In this case, let's get still point this direction, because eventually we're going to kind of take back off this direction. So, but again, there's no wind to speak of. If there was some wind, then absolutely sit down into the wind. There you go. Periodically, when you're flying solo, every couple patterns, just come over here, set it down for a second, maybe even spool that thing down to 70. Let's just do that for a second. Just spool it down to 70 or 75%. Again, bring that RPM down. It's kind of like putting a gun on safe. You at least kind of, stretch things out a little bit. You know, to only do this if there's no airplanes coming. You wouldn't want to be blocking the taxiways. If it was a real busy day and there's a lot of aircraft coming, well, maybe you'd do this off to one side or the other. Find a spot that's out of the way. But again, just every once in a while, don't underestimate how tiring this can be, and say it's good just to kind of come over, sit down, and stretch it out a little bit. So now it's going to spool up again, and we'll come up to hover, and we'll just do some hover taxiing forward.
Okay. Stage pickup coming up.
Okay. So you kind of just accepted that, well, I go that way. Again, a little forward movement's okay, but not quite that much side movement. If that skid had got caught on something, what could that lead to?
The rollover.
Dynamic rollover, dynamic rollover. So, okay, we're just going to do some hover taxiing forward. But while we're doing this, if the governor fails or the governor malfunctions, how will we kind of maybe know that? How will we know that the governor is not working? Because what is the governor normally doing? What is its job?
So it's fine-tuning, where the correlator helps keep everything matched up.
Okay.
The governor is fine-tuning for that, so that the governor off light should illuminate.
Nah, it really won't. The governor off light only tells you the switch position.
Okay.
And so if the governor is just malfunctioning,
I'll see it dropping. It's not going to keep up with my...
Yeah, you'll have an anomaly there. Now, it could be high, could be low. You'll maybe feel it doing something like that. So if that governor is malfunctioning, first and foremost, hey, you got to keep flying the helicopter. So you got to just kind of keep on track there. But if the governor is giving you little fits and issues like that, what can we do almost automatically that will prevent the governor from making some really bad input?
Turn it off.
We could turn it off, and eventually that's what we will do in a second. But first and foremost, just grab the throttle. you can overpower the governor at any time, right? That's what we do every time we set down. It's trying to keep it at 100, and you just roll it down and you get it down to 70. Or if it's going crazy, you just kind of, first and foremost, just kind of grip that throttle and just don't let the governor do anything too crazy.
Okay.
Then secondly, with your finger up there, that's why it's kind of good to have your hand a little bit further forward, so if you needed to, you could reach up there and turn that governor switch off, okay? Now you got a couple of options. You know, if it's kind of going wiggly on you, just, again, you kind of just grip it, keep it from doing anything too extreme, and then you can just set it down on the ground and don't even turn the switch off, okay? If you're down here in a hover like this, or if you feel that trying to reach up there and turn that governor switch off would be too much of an issue for you. But again, at any time, you can just grip that throttle, and then you have total control over it. Now, it still might be trying to move it, and if you relax your grip, it might get sketchy on you. Let's keep on moving up this way, and what we'll do is actually we'll
watch him for this guy.
We'll come left, kind of accelerate your taxi a little bit. We'll go left.
Okay.
King Air 175, Alpha Zero, crossing 220.
I want you to tell them the helicopter will be turning off the taxiway on Charlie.
And our traffic helicopter will be 522 Alpha Golf, turning left off the taxiway onto Charlie, runway 10.
And we're just kind of hold our position here for a second.
Traffic, Cessna 737, go front end taxi from the view to runway 10, enter road.
Here where he said he was going, but okay. So if it looks clear and everything there, let's get just play here. Just tell them we're gonna hover taxi down runway 10 to runway 20.
And for a traffic helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, hover taxiing from runway 10 to 20 midfield, from Point Charlie, Hampton Roads. That was too long.
Yeah, exactly. So just yeah, nice easy hover here. So now I want you to just with your finger reach up there and again turn that governor switch off. Oh, and so now once you turn the switch off, then that light will come on. We get up here, we'll turn a left, and we'll kind of go up there, just kind of get out of everybody's way. And so now with the governor off, what extra workload do you have, or what do you have to be doing now? If I just go to that taxiway, even better yet.
All right.
Go to that taxiway, and we'll just get
fine-tuning the,
Romeo crossing, runway 220.
keeping my needle in the green.
Okay. So we'll make a left
So
turn here.
anytime I have a change in required power output, I got to monitor that. Also, I'm waiting. This is also where we practice doing the auto rotate, the hover. So now I have to worry about that as well.
Yeah, kind of get us right on the center line again. Just keep moving forward again. Yeah, so as long as you're kind of nice and smooth, I mean, the RPMs will stay pretty solid.
Right.
Maybe you could add just a little increase on. There you go, that's plenty. It's very, very sensitive. Think back down there a little bit. So the biggest thing to do is just, hey, be smooth. Don't panic. It works just fine. Just now a little extra work on your part with that little bit of throttle you got to manipulate. Back on center, back down a little bit. Your eyes just have to cross-check that engine rotor RPM a little bit more frequently now whenever that governor is not working properly for you. All right, just kind of bring ourselves to a pause here or stop. And then let's go ahead and just do a set down without the governor working and just kind of monitoring it. Eyes out front still. Hold a nice stable hover and just ease it on down to the ground. Nice and smooth. Good, just keep easing that collected down. Nice smooth motion. Go, now right on down. There you go. Back up to about 70-75% with that throttle. Again, so not really that big a video. Just be kind of nice and calm and patient about it. And first and foremost, if it's having a problem, either it'll just be kind of not doing anything, which means then the RPMs will just kind of be inappropriately high or inappropriately low and no corrections going on, or you'll feel like kind of twitching and it might be trying to go up and then trying to go down, and either way, just kind of, hey, grip it, do what needs to be done to keep it in the green, and then try to see if you can reach up there and flip that switch off. Okay. So now you just take that bad governor out of it altogether. Yep. And then of course you would never, if the governor's not working, you've turned it off, well, you shouldn't really try to take off and go do a flight somewhere, right? But you might have to set the governor down without the governor working and then just shut it down here, if you would, okay? So we can turn that governor switch back on now. Okay. And now we got to lift up, and we'll do this hovering auto rotation here in this spot. So we're going to practice on a hovering auto rotation. I guess you've probably done just a few of them maybe, or just been kind of introduced to hovering auto rotations.
We did a few of them, and I was not very good.
As to be expected. I mean, there's a lot of dynamics going on. So we're going to talk through it together. We're going to do one together and just, again, practice these hovering auto rotations. The main thing is we're going to kind of, well, just get, spool ourselves back up. 3 in the green, top of the green, no warning lights. Still got plenty of fuel for what we're doing. Let's turn that carburetor heat off. We don't need it on right now. So let's just lift ourselves up to a hover. Okay. Getting worse as the day goes on here. That's how
they are.
They're just kind of getting tired. I mean, it has some physical and mental wearing to it. So, so just kind of use those back over this yellow line, and so we're going to kind of get it stabilized. And so now it eases down a little bit lower than we normally hover. So we want to get down to maybe about 2 feet, 3 feet. Kind of take your left hand and really wrap it around that throttle. I'm starting to come on the controls with you to help stabilize it. Okay, so you got your left hand really kind of wrapped around that throttle. Yep. Towards me, a little bit more over grip it where you kind of, there you go, like that. So on the count of 3, again, we're going to roll that throttle all the way into that detent position and then hold it there. And just do that nice and smoothly. As we do that, we need right pedal to just keep the nose pointing right where it is. Okay. Be patient. Let the helicopter begin to settle a little bit, and then lift some collective to cushion. Okay. So we're going to roll, and then it's pedal, settle, and pull. Okay. We're doing this together on the count of 3. We're going to do all these things together. Eyes out front. A couple of cracks out there in front of us. 1, 2, 3.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 10 miles east down at 700.
Collective goes down, pedals go to neutral. We can let go of that detent. We can ease it back up to about 70, 75%. And now, kind of the maneuver's over. Now we can kind of talk about, oh, hey, I gotta go. So, in the beginning, it just needs to be very kind of robotic. You'll get better at the finesse of it. But again, we start with our hand kind of wrapped over here. Count to 3. We roll into the detent. Same time we're putting that right pedal in. Just keep our nose on target. Let it begin to settle. And then pull the collective to cushion. Pedal, settle, pull. Okay, all yours. We'll spool it back up. Oh, yeah, we got to spool it up first. There you go.
All right. Alarm check set.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of self-critiquing there.
All right. Stage pickup going up.
Let's try to get this a little nicer. Now, where are your eyes looking when you're picking up? Where are you? So where's your focal point when you're doing a lift off or a set down? or even just hovering for that matter?
I tend to be about 25 feet, so the first dash of a tar that's going straight along with the runway, right up here in front of us on the right side.
Okay, that one, like that little small little skip of one.
That's about
okay.
where I'm looking.
Look there. It might be just a little close in.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to look a little further out, but don't look too far out either. So again, yeah, don't look right here to this little squiggly.
No.
That one, yeah, not bad, or maybe between that one and the next set that goes up there. Somewhere there's your focal point, but yet you can still see your peripheral vision. You can still see what's going on out around there. You can still see the fence line. You can still see the ditch line. You can still see this side of the taxiway. So that's kind of where you want to be looking. Okay, good. Just making sure, just kind of verifying.
Yeah, just the first time I did any of this, I don't know if Merwin said anything. The first time I did any kind of hovering, I freaked out and let go. But I've come a little bit.
They've come a long way since then.
Alright.
Affirmative, stationary 214 Mike Hotel.
Just a little bit left pedal. You know, you almost always need a little bit of left pedal in there.
There you go.
It goes nice, smooth, easy left hand. Split your right hand and feet. Keep it pace.
Short approach runway 10, right pace.
Okay, good, better. Alright, let's ease yourself back over this taxiway. Then ease ourselves down a little bit. Get your left hand wrapped around that throttle. And this time, you're going to count it. I will still always use the instructor, will always be the one that rolls it into that detent.
Okay.
But you will count it this time.
Okay.
I will roll it into the detent along with you. You still follow through on that roll off. And then as that's happening, since you're the one counting and you know that throttle's rolling back, right pedal, let it settle, and then pull the collective. So I'm still right here flying with you. So it's still going to be a 50-50 proposition here on flying together. But I'm just going to only try to make corrections to your inputs. So this is a good height. Whenever you're comfortable, you just count it, and then pedal, settle, and pull.
On 3.
Traffic 7 Open runway 10. Believe have the helicopter traffic in sight.
We got you on the south side of
Trying to be stable here. Alright. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, yep.
Pedals back to neutral.
Yep.
Feet back to neutral. Ease that back up to 70%.
There's traffic, system 737, go from here, right crosswind.
I think I pulled up.
Maneuver's not over until, hey, collective's back down, pedals are neutral, back here at 75%. Okay. Now so you're a little lazy on the pedal, maybe trying to pull up a little too soon, just all the typical things that are going to go on in those very, very first stages. At the end of the day, we didn't crash, we didn't flip over, and else, hey, we'll fine tune everything. You'll get the pacing down better as we do more of them, okay? Let's spool it back up, and we're going to finish up with real quick is just a straight in auto to power recovery before we wrap it up for the day. So that way we can kind of say we got most of our stuff in there. So we got 3 in the green, top of the green, no warning lights, good fuel, rubber heats off, just to pick up to hover. Have you done any max performance takeoffs yet?
Yes.
From here, right down, runway 10.
Let's lift up, and we're going to boot down to that end, and we'll do some max performance takeoff then from down there.
Alright. Up.
And eyes out in the grass there, not the ditch, but not the grass line, about halfway in between. Good. Ease it this way. There's really just no wind to speak of, which is almost it's almost harder to do some maneuvers when you don't have any wind at all. Max performance takeoff being one of them. You just don't have any wind. You don't have any help or any assistance from some of that free lift. But now we're going to turn left and go over there just a little bit. Because ultimately we're going to do a max performance takeoff kind of that way, basically parallel with runway 10.
Got it.
So just kind of look, make sure nobody else is around here. Actually, to tell you the truth, that windsock there is saying the winds are almost more from here, but since everybody else is using 10, we can see that those winds, there's nothing blowing. So just kind of go up here.
Base runway 10, Hampton Roads traffic.
Base up there on 10. So
Yeah, 10 there over there. So we'll just kind of turn right here. That way we're not quite on the runway anyway.
Station here 214 Mike Hotel right now, and for touch and go 10.
Yeah, we'll just kind of turn ourselves around.
Hampton Roads traffic, Cessna 737 Golf Romeo, final runway 10, Hampton Roads traffic.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter Alpha Golf up at the north end of the airport, taking off parallel with 10, left traffic 10, staying well north of 10 all times, Hampton Roads. Okay, let's ease ourselves down to a little bit lower hover height. We know we got about 24 inches almost of power that we can pull for this max performance takeoff. We want to get it right down there in ground effect at about a foot off the ground. We got 3 in the green, top in the green, no warning lights, good fuel, carburetor heat's off. There's our obstacle, those trees right there. So now start easing up to 24 inches and forward cycle at the same time. Keep your feet on track. There you go, keep those feet working. That's as much now. Back cycling, back. Want that to be a little bit more controlled. We want that nose to be more just pointing right on our target. There we go. Coming back on traffic. Keep that power up there, 24. That nose on target. Keep that speed back to really get clear of obstacles. There we go. Now we can start transitioning back to a normal type takeoff. We'll be doing some climbing.
Traffic
there you go.
There 214 Mike Hotel, turn final touch and go 10.
There's 300 feet. They're right, center, and left. Making a left turn. See that nose just popped up there?
Yeah.
You turn left, so try that concentrate and bringing this across the horizon. Not, whoa, I think it just popped up right there. You're going to bring that across the horizon and drag it across the horizon. We're rolling out for just a moment. Rolling out wings level. Looking for traffic. And then making your left hand turn. That nose popped up again. So that thing, that's why that speed. Now, of course, right now you're got a little out of trim there. You need some right foot. There you go. Okay, so let's keep on climbing up to 1,000 feet. We're going to set up 4 and do 1 straight in auto rotation to power recovery. We can make the left downwind call now.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left downwind 10, Hampton Roads.
Good radio calls, good crisp, being enunciated.
Traffic 7 go from you, right across and then 10.
Yeah, kind of keep that speed up. It's always better to have more speed than less in most instances. So you don't really want to see that speed slipping below 55 or definitely not below 50-ish unless you're just doing certain maneuvers. But okay, so 1,000 feet. But right there, that taxiway is about where we're going to aim for on our autos. So we'll get a beam it. Okay, leveling off there, a little down collective. We got 3 in the green, top in the green, no warning lights, good fuel. So when we're doing autos, we want that carburetor heat pulled all the way up. So pull that carburetor heat all the way up. We're kind of drifting away from the road. You see how we're kind of diverging there, so let's kind of get that thing back. So make sure you keep that cycling forward when you make that turn. Kind of bring ourselves back a little closer to the runway. There you go. Alright, so we just want to hold level altitude. Now it's going to turn our left base. When you turn, don't let this nose pop up. The nose is popping up. Push forward a little bit.
10
There you go.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left base 10, Hampton Roads.
We want to keep our speed about 65. Keep our altitude at 1,000. We're looking all clear. So it looks like we're just a little back cycle, either or, to get our speed back to 65. There you go. Okay, we got 3 in the green, top of the green, no warning lights, good fuel. Our heat's pulled full up. We're doing autos.
And our traffic here, ticket pick, 7 mile final.
Turn final. And you make a radio call that we're turning final.
Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter 522 Alpha Golf, left final 10, Hampton Roads.
Again, the helicopter rolling out on final. We're planning an auto rotation just for planning purposes of that airplane that's on right base. They look like they're close in there.
So we'll go from your copies, we're right base to final 10.
Okay. My count here, we're going to have to do this in kind of quick because he jammed up on us there. So we're a little bit further down the runway. So on the count of 3, eyes on the horizon. Push that thing, let it go forward a little bit there. Don't be trying to hold it back. There you go. On the count of 3, we're just going to lower the collective and keep your nose right where you got it. 1, 2,
Traffic
3. All the way to the floor.
Execute and go around here to second stage to the right of the extended center line of 10.
You need a little right pedal. There you go. Keep that string center up, and then a little up collective. No, don't let him pull back. There's nothing for you. You gotta keep that speed. So you want to keep that attitude just like that right there, so that speed stays right there at about 65. So that attitude control is all what that's doing for you. We're just going to let it come down. The up and down collective is what keeps the RPM. Since it's a little bit low, we're actually going to lower collective. Now we start easing the cycler back, eyes out front, relax and pull it. There you go. Now we get the throttle back in. Don't pull up collective yet until we push back forward, and then we lift up.
Okay.
Just kind of pull off the side of the runway here. Do that, guys.
Hampton traffic bearing 2 back, turn out mile final 10 ILS, touch and go afterwards. This traffic stationary for my
There you go.
flight base simulator to clear, touch and go 10 Hampton.
And Hampton Roads traffic, helicopter Alpha Golf is clear of all runways at Hampton Roads, taxiing back to the western Hampton Roads.
Traffic 7
there we go.
Romeo is upwind runway 10. We're going to make a straight up departure to the northeast 1000 and climb Hampton Roads.
So back home.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and head it into the barn.
Stationary for my turning final, touch and go 10.
You a James Bond fan?
You know, not many of the newer ones.
My dad's a huge James Bond fan, so he would have said, home James. When I was learning to drive, every time it was time to go back home, he finished it with, home James.
That's where we're heading.
Yeah, that auto rotation was not as good as the last one.
Well, we ended up getting rushed and didn't get a chance to really then talk through it some before we jumped in and did it.
My big thing with
I'd say for here right now, just for parking it, because I'm going to have to take off in that thing here in a little bit. So let's pull just a little further up, just so we're not blocking this way here in case we were to pull out here. Yeah, maybe a little bit to the left. Don't worry if we're just going to kind of set it down right here. There you go, right about here is good. There's out front.
10 Charlie.
There you go. Starting to go down through your shutdown process. Oh, no, before we do that, you used to have a loaded gun.
Yes.
So how do we unload the gun? Or
unspool.
Unspool it, get it down. So put it on safe.
Right.
And so by getting down there at 70, 75%, that's like putting the safety on. There you go.
Right.
There you go. And then use the secondary to go ahead and put those frictions on. And then now the gun's really unsafe. And then now you can kind of reach down for that checklist.
Alright, collective down, RPM 70-75, frictions are on, pedals in neutral, EHT drops, so we're going to wait for that to drop.
And yeah, so what are we kind of watching for here when
we're waiting for this to drop and then settle out.
Yeah, so it's not so much that we're looking for a certain temperature or a certain number or a certain position of the needle. We're just waiting for it to kind of stabilize.
Right.
And you know, initially it'll be moving pretty quickly, but then after a while, it'll just come to a spot where it just kind of seems like it's resting for a while.
Settled.
Okay, so if it is stabilized, next step. One thing too that will help with that is turn that carburetor heat off. So every time after we kind of got the frictions on, we got this thing down here, we'll try to remember that because that carburetor heat's just creating more heat around the engine. So getting rid of that carburetor heat will help in the stabilize or help in the cooling down process. So okay.
Okay, so I'm going to roll throttle closed.
Okay.
Disengage
Okie doke.
Wait 30 seconds, then pull in the next gear. What about?
Now, if you kind of lost track and you're like, damn, has it been 10 seconds or 20? Is it better to maybe pull that thing sooner or later? Or how would you know that it's definitively been too long? You know what?
I'm sure
Well,
about that.
it's usually better to pull it sooner. So if in doubt, just pull it.
Oh.
But what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and we're going to wait. Obviously, way too long. And so if you wait way too long, it gets so loose that the engine will start spinning faster than the blades. So go ahead and put your hand down there by that and get ready to pull it, but we're going to wait until we see this indication here.
Okay.
There you go. So now go ahead and pull it.
Okay.
So if you ever see that start to happen, then
I've waited
definitely
too
pull it. You're definitely waiting too long. You definitely need to pull it.
Again, it is a bigger